Hi, welcome to the Natural Hair and Extensions Business Academy, and we love to say Professional Natural Hair and Extensions Business Academy. My name is Joy Fido, and today we're coming to you again with always something exciting, always something interesting, always something to empower you. Now, the focus of our training in the Professional Natural Hair and Extensions Academy is to empower you with a skill that will help you make money. It's all about what am I looking for? That's the focus here. And we know that most of the problems in the world out there is hanging around lack. People don't have. I don't have money, I would have done this. I don't have money, I would have done that. Hence, our focus here is to remind you about that skill in your hand. Once you got two hands, you can put a skill in it, and once you have a skill in it, you will be able to make the money you want, and then there will be no need for I don't have, and there will be no need for I lack. So today we're coming to you again with one of those experiences where you're going to start to think. Now, why are we bringing this to you? We've been getting lots and lots of inquiries, and we've been getting lots and lots of questions, and I'm going to bring some of the ones that have been really interesting to you today. So the focus of our talk today is you can earn a job that can earn you $2,000 a week. $2,000 a week. Think about it, and I'll explain to you how that is very, very possible. Okay, so two interesting emails came to us this week. The first one: I am mixed race, and whenever I get my hair done in micro braids, I get charged $500. Is there any other thing I can do without having to pay that kind of money? How can I take care of my hair without having to pay that much money? That's an interesting one. $500 each time she gets her hair done in micro braids. So my question is, so someone is charging someone $500 to get her hair done in micro braids. That person could be you charging that person. So if we're charging $500 per person, now in a week we have how many days? 7 days. So if you charge $500 per client for 7 days, how much is that? We're looking at least $3,500. So can you now see why it's possible you can earn $2,000 a week? Because $2,000 is 4 days. So this is why it's very possible. Okay, so let's not go too far. Let's not go to this lady who's paying $500, because again, I know that people are paying that. In the UK, people are paying $400 for braids. I mean pounds, 500 pounds for braids. I've been told this over and over. But let's go down a bit. So we got another email. This lady really went at length to explain her situation. She's been working from home with her clients. She gets so booked up that there's no space in her diary, and she feels bad turning people down. She doesn't like it when she has to tell a client, I'm sorry, I can't do your hair because I'm fully booked. And then she thought, let me open a shop so I can be able to accommodate all these clients. So this lady wants to go into the shop because she is not happy turning down clients, but her worry is she cannot open a shop because she needs a cosmetology license. Now, cosmetology license requires that she puts in, I think, about 2 years or a year training, and she has to pay $18,000. Now, her worry is, if I pay that amount of money, I'll have to take a loan to do that, and then I have to pay back this loan. That becomes part of her expense. Then she will have to pay for the rent where she's going to rent in the shop, and her worry then is she's going to have to up her price to her clients who will then say, no, I don't want to go to the shop, I want to go home to the people who are making it cheaper at home. So do you see how the whole thing is going? Now, her biggest worry is, if I go cosmetology school, I'm not going to go learn things that my clients are really looking for, because I won't be servicing clients who are looking for what the cosmetology is going to teach me. I am servicing clients who are looking at natural hair care. That's the kind of thing I've been doing for so long, and I'm happy with it. It's flexible. I can walk around my children. I can do what I want to do, decide when I want to attend to them. So it's working. And she needed advice. We did talk about it. But what came across to me now is, if you are good at what you do, now imagine the amount of people she turns down. That could be you that these people will go to. You will equally have a diary as full as that, and when we charge her, she charges no less than about $200 per the listing. The list of her styles are about $200. She says about shoulder length Senegalese twist. Now, we have offered you, which I will keep reminding you about, we have offered you a package like this with 21 different skills. And this person is offering one skill at $200 per client, and she has a diary full in a whole week. So she makes over $2,000 a week. I know that for sure, because if you're charging $200, let's say $200 per day, times, let's say 10 clients she attends to. Let's not say per day. Let's say she could, you know, push in, which she did say, sometimes she could push in to about 2 or 3 clients, depending on how detailed the work is. So if we're saying $200 per client, and it's 2 clients per day, it's more than $2,000. Why then is it so difficult to buy a package as this that's going to teach you so much, and it only costs $2,000 for you to gain and, you know, make your skill professional, so for you to have access to me, so I can guide you to turn your business into a professional $1 million industry. We are in an industry that is $1 trillion, and natural hair care right now, it's so big that there is no way you are not going to cover the cost of buying that. But the reason I decided to come to you again today, it's more like trying to pull you out of yourself. We're trying to help you to save yourself. We want to open your eyes so you can see what you are not seeing. That's what's happening. Lots of people are not seeing what they are capable of doing. And some of the questions have been coming to me, which has really affected me and making me not sleep. Hence, I keep coming to talk to you. I can't find a job. Why are you looking for a job when you have 2 hands? And you've heard these stories of these 2 ladies where people are desperate to get their hair done, where people are booking their diary up to the brim, and you say to me you can't find a job. And then you hear things like, my neighborhood, there are no jobs. You hear things like, I'm desperate, I need help. Things like, my state says, unless I have a cosmetology license, I cannot do what I need to do. So these are the questions that are coming to me, and to me they are mundane, because these are things you can deal with so easily. Work from home, I have mentioned that over and over. I started by working from home. Work from home, be like this lady, work around your children, make your money, feed your family, do your own thing. The only time you have to get involved with your state is when you have to worry about having a place, a shop. And then they start giving you rules and terms and conditions. Live in your house, do your own thing. But I'm going to explain to you a bit more as we go along. Things that are not apparent to you. I want to make you see inside yourself and help yourself. So things like, I have family, I cannot travel. Cosmetology costs $18,000 to $20,000. I don't want to take that kind of loan. Now, with the package we have given you, if you are into natural hair care, you will find you don't need any of that. We have addressed issues like how familiar cannot travel. Hence, we brought this package to you. You can sit at home and train yourself at your own time with the 24 hours you have from God that we all have. Create the time. Time and money are very similar. Excuses I keep hearing, I don't have the money, is something you can create. Money will not just sit in your hand and wait and say, oh, excuse me, I'm actually there for training, you know. Money doesn't say that. You have to pull yourself and say, I want to go and train myself. And I keep reminding you, it's about investment in yourself. When was the last time you invested in yourself? Because I have explained again in a few other videos, if a problem has been caused by a mindset, you cannot solve that problem with that same mindset. This is why it's very important that we go and train. Because if the way you were thinking is what resulted to the condition and the state of your environment that you're living in now, the only way you're going to help yourself is to change that way you're thinking. And that's what training brings on board. Because the minute you train, you suddenly find that you have something in your hand that you never knew you had before. And the biggest thing about us right now is all of us are capable of achieving anything in life. This is what I want you to keep reminding yourself. Every one of us is capable of achieving. The only thing stopping you and the person who is achieving is know-how. And know-how is, how do I do that? How did you do that? How did you know how to create Ghana cornrow? How did you know how to create Senegalese twist? How did you know how to create micro braids? This is what the question is. And until you know how to do it, you cannot do it. But the minute you know how to do it, now that's power in your hands. And that's why they say knowledge is power. So it's your ability to know something that gives you confidence to do it. And once you can do it, that's automatically money in your hands. That's where we want you to be. And if you are thinking, I would say, okay, here, take this package completely free, that's not going to happen. So the only option you have is, how do I save money? What are these things I'm doing at the moment that I could transfer that money into better use? Am I buying unnecessary food that's really not healthy for me? Am I going out there buying shoes that I don't need? Am I buying handbags I don't want? Am I buying clothes that is not necessary? These are the places you have to cut down on. So cut down on unnecessary expenses and transfer the money to gain a skill. When you put that know-how in your hand and in your head, you are not going to be coming to me, I can't find a job. My state, there is no job. My children are hungry. I am starving. My life is a mess. You will not do that anymore. The minute you take the little money you can put together, store it away. We've talked about this. Store the money away. Give yourself time. There was something I heard. If you put $3 every day aside, at the end of a year, you make about $3,000 or $2,000. I can't remember. You do the maths. But you will see that that $3 comes to a lot of money at the end of a year. Now, if you plan, I want to do something with my life, why don't we start from there? You can put $3 away, can't you? Okay, so we've said with what we do, which we work with and we know. Now, I always like to give you my scenario because I always want you to hear how I went about it. And that's why I can sit here and tell you how to go about it. I was in a situation, when I hear these stories like, my life is desperate, I don't know what to do, I'm so poor, I can relate to it. And I can tell you why I can relate to it. I came from Africa with nothing practically. And I started all over again to set myself up. Now, people who were born and bred in this environment may still be in that position where they're thinking, I can't find anything. So this is usually a situation where I say to you, poverty is by choice, and we've talked about that in another video. I was hungry for knowledge, and I went for every training I could find. You know, computer knowledge was one of them. Then I did what they call the MVQ administration, and I did all of that. Got a very good job. The job paid well. I was excited, and we got all the basic things you could think of: the house, the cars, and all the glamour. And obviously I was as typical as human beings we are. You look at your neighbor, go, oh, my friend's got a big house, so I want a big house too. And so you do that. You're not thinking about yourself. But of course, I had a job, so all was well. Then what happened? I lost the job. Now I lost the job. There was no more money coming in that form, and so that was me desperate. I had nothing. So when I hear cases, I have nothing, I have children. I have 4 children. And I just did not know where to start from. I couldn't go back to work because with 4 children, if my son is ill, I can't tell my boss, sorry, I have to go to the doctors, or so many reasons. I can't take them on trips. So I decided this is time to put that power back in my hands. I don't want to be tied to anyone anymore. Let me be responsible for myself. And I took my children's savings and I started training. But my kind of person is, I don't stop looking for knowledge. Even as we speak today, I still chase knowledge wherever I can find it. Events and workshops and anything that's going to put something in my head, I am hungry for it. And I read somewhere where someone was talking about this man, he's 93 years old man, was still writing blogs. You would have thought at that age he has knowledge, no knowledge of modern technology. But he is still writing a blog and people are reading it. So what puts you and I in a position where we say we're too old for knowledge? Nobody is ever too old for knowledge. And so once you have knowledge, you have power. And I reminded myself that, and I've talked about it. The first book I read that really gave me that is Think and Grow Rich. I bought that book, I read it, and it changed the way I saw my life. Hence, if you carry on in life with the state of mind you have right now, you're not going to change anything. Think and Grow Rich made me see life differently. And when I saw life differently, I acted differently. So you have to change your mind first before you can change your life. So I took up the training with a hunger for it, and I researched and I went to as many places as I could reach. I had 4 children. I was traveling different places in the world to gain knowledge. So when I hear people tell me today, oh, but I have a family, I have a husband, I have kids, I can't travel, I just laugh. I laugh because I know you're not ready. You're not hungry for knowledge. But I have gone out of my way to help, because not everybody is as strong as I may think I am. And so I don't want people still sitting there with excuses, so I came up with helping. Hence, we created the home certification package, where you get your certificate from learning in your own house. You do not have to travel and pay that expensive airfare. You do not have to leave your family and not know who's looking after them. You do not have to go into a completely new environment, new country, and struggles to survive. We created that. And I'm waiting for you to order it, because as part of the package we have brought to you, which is why I say you have to be hungry for knowledge, is a 1 day of free understanding of this industry. 1 whole day. You're going to be with me and I'll explain to you this industry so you can change your mindset. Because we've said it over and over, if you haven't changed your mind, you cannot change your life. Your mindset needs changing, and that's why I keep bringing you these personal development talks. Because if you now know that if you charge $200 a head, you are going to make yourself in a week $1,400, why would you still sit at home and say, I can't find a job? In hair braiding or hair weaving or hair extensions, you don't need anything else. It's just your knowledge. You don't need to buy the extensions. The client buys that. You don't need nothing and just a comb in your hand and your knowledge of how to do it. Why should $2,000 stop you from achieving that? Because as part of this $2,000 you're paying for this package, you're gonna get 4 whole days with me if you are in the United States. This is not for any other country at the moment. Maybe in future when we're traveling to any other place, we may let you know. But at this moment, 4 whole days, absolutely free, you're gonna be with me guiding you. You're also gonna get 20 packs of hair extensions that will help you create your designs. How amazing is that? Then you're still waiting for me to do something else. You are going to recover the cost of buying this program in a week or 2, depending on how committed you are, which I will guide you on how to go about it. I made the mistake when I left my job to get involved in a pyramid program called Herbalife. And I invested so much money. All the money I got from my redundancy went in there. Maybe 50, maybe 30,000 pounds, maybe 20,000 pounds. I can't remember right now because I blanked it out of my head how much I suffered. I had to go out in the rain or shine with my little baby in my pram, and I was pushing around and dropping flyers. So there might be some of you out there doing Mary Kays of this world, doing Avons of this world, doing Herbalife of this world. It was from my mistake in Herbalife that I realized that if I don't have a skill, I don't have it yet. You can decide to add on later once you finish with your skill. But while you're desperate out there like I was, you need to have a skill in your hand. And this is why I can tell you what I have been through. Because my pastor used to say, your experience becomes what you preach about. Let that be what you stand for. And I'm standing on my experience to tell you what I have been through, which I am hearing from so many of you that that's what you're going through at the moment. This is your chance to change it. Use this opportunity, get this package. You're gonna get unlimited support from me on Skype, plus these 4 days of training. I don't know who could have offered me that when I was desperate, but somehow I found my way through. And in so many ways, I feel this was God's way of making me realize that I have people to help out there. So my experience is my ministry, and this is why I'm making a business to keep telling you about this. Because if you don't think I have been through it, you probably think, what does she know? I know what I have been through, and if you're going through similar, this is your way out of it. Okay, so I've explained to you that a skill in your hand is your first way forward. And I have explained to you, I am living proof of that. Because after I lost my job and everything, and I went and chased knowledge all over the world, today I have a shop right in the middle of a street where people walk past. It was a dream in my head. Will I have my own shop one day in future? Now I have it. I have trained millions of women across the world. People sending me messages every day thanking me for supporting them, for making them see hair in a different light. I work with people who their businesses were this close to being shut down, and I empower them with the skill in their own hands. Because if you have a shop out there and you're thinking, oh yes, I'm gonna just employ people to come and run it for me, you cannot guarantee what people will do to you. Because a skill is yours, it is you, it's your life. And you can decide where you want to put it. And so if you have a business and you find you're struggling, the first place to put your skill is in your own hands. And that's what I did. So this is your chance to change all the way you have seen life and invest. Grab this opportunity that we are giving you today and take this package. We want to see you respond to us soonest. We want just 20 people in this class, And this offer that we put on, which is at this moment is $2,000 for this package, and if you're in the UK at the moment is £1,300 sterling, it's ending this April. Anything after April, the price is going to go higher, because like we've explained, we know the value we're giving to you. And if I've offered to be there for you throughout the lifetime of this package with you, which is 21 different ways of working with hair, I cannot guarantee sitting with you every day. So anything after April the 31st or 30th, I don't know what day April ends, I am not going to commit myself to this program again. Anybody buying after the end of April will just send me images of their work and I'll send them their certificate. That's how it works. Because you need to take the decision now. You need to make that move now to change your own life. And I'm not going to be sitting here and waiting to hear people tell me how desperate things are when they are not planning to change what is happening in their life. So remember the topic of today. We're talking about you getting a job that pays you $2,000 a week. Interesting question. What is a job? What is a job? Because this is where lots of people are struggling. A job is something that pays you money. That's the way I look at it. But lots of people are not looking for jobs. They're looking for they're looking for prestige. When I walk on the street, let people know that I work in Selfridges, a shop in the UK, or Harrods. Let people look at me with respect. But you're forgetting that it is you that counts, not what people think of you. Because years back when I started in this industry, in this field, people looked at me and said, what are you doing? You got so much, you're so intelligent, you're so academically inclined. Why are you looking at hair? But I knew what I was looking for, because I wanted to change something in the hair industry. So this is what you need to start helping yourself. You can make whatever you do stand out. Now look at me, which lots of my students have said, the minute we look at how you dress, it entices us. We want to do the same thing like you do. I can look glamorous in any situation. I have taught what I do to be beautiful. Now there's this huge and hot demand for natural hairstyles and braided hairstyles. The other day, Marie Claire magazine had an image of Kendall Jenner, this younger sister of Kim Kardashian, wearing a side cornrows. And what did they say? Kendall makes braiding bolder. And everyone was going crazy. But this is what that gave to me. The fact that you do not value what you have. Why should we sit back and feel angry because Marie Claire said Kendall made braiding bold? How many times have you made braiding bold? How many times have you looked at braiding and feel proud about what you're wearing? Because somewhere in your head, braiding is not good enough until you wear a weave, until you wear a wig, until you relax your hair. It is the value you give to what you have that other people will look at you and say, yes, she loves what she does. I love what I do. I care for natural hair with so many ways of caring for it. So I can call myself a natural hair carer. I call myself natural hair carer and educator. So you can call yourself whatever you like. You can call yourself a natural hair practitioner, a natural hair designer. Give it the name that makes you feel comfortable. You don't have to feel inferior in the midst of anything. So some people are doctors, lawyers, dentists, accountants, and you think unless you are a nurse or an accountant, you're not going to feel good about yourself. You are the one doing that to yourself, not anybody out there. Because if you carry yourself well, if you dress the part, if you look the part, I don't know anyone who looks better than a hairstylist. Somebody who cares for hair knows that she should care for herself first. So this is where you come in. What you give, what you do, is what people will see it as. So I want you to feel proud of what you do, love what you do, and stand out in a crowd. And this is where being a natural hair carer comes in. Because you can give whatever you do the price you want to give it. If you say, I say to my clients, I don't want to charge anything less than £100 for whatever, they respect it. Because it's my time, it's my body, it's me using myself. And I'm sad to let people who are still charging the less than $200 for a braid, you need to up your game. But then you have to give them reason why they have to pay you more. And these are the things that this training will bring on board for you to visualize and see the power of what you have in your hands. So whatever it is you're doing, this is what we're saying to you. You have to be the best of that thing. You have to be the best of the hairdresser you are, the best of the hair carer you are, the best of the nurse you are, the best of the cleaner you are. Don't go chasing jobs just for the sake of it. If this thing is naturally in you to care for hair, be the best hair carer there is, and you act the part, and you dress the part, and people will respect you. And you don't have to pretend to be anybody else in order for you to feel good about yourself. I feel good about myself because I love what I do. And that's what I want you to feel too. Love what you do. You will have ample time on your hands to take care of yourself. You will have enough time on it is flexible. You can walk around your children. All you have to do is invest in the know-how. And that's where these DVDs come in. Because if you came to me here in the UK to learn how to work with these 21 different things I've put you in that package, you'll be looking at least $10,000. And all we're asking for is $2,000 at the moment. Because anything after the end of April, I will not guarantee to you right now how much it's going to be. Because it's my time that's going to be tied to it. Unless you're ready to just take it, do what you can do with it, show me the images, and I'll send you a certificate. Maybe. But if I have to commit part of me to make sure you become the best there is, I am going to charge for my time. And you know what we said, time is money. So the sooner you grab this package as it is now, the better for you. And if you look in the description box of this video, we have put there the link on how you can make your payment. Make your payment, commit yourself today, because after the end of April, I am not guaranteeing you 4 days to be with me. I am not guaranteeing you 20 packs of extensions. I'm not guaranteeing you 1 day free workshop. People have actually asked me, are you sure it is free? What am I going to get out of free? If you have watched me on YouTube and you have seen the way I talk about things, what makes you think I'm going to put you in a room for 1 whole day and I will not give you value for your time? It's your time and my time, but I'm ready to commit it in order to help you change the way you see life. If it means taking a plane to get to where we will be, do it. Because you are going to come out of that room completely a changed person. You are going to change the way you see life, and you are going to make changes to your own life. And like I've said, it is in all our power to change our life for the better. All you're looking for is know how to do it. And we are here to give you that support so you can know how to go about these things. So remember, like I've said over and over, you are the master of your own destiny. You are the one who will write your own story, your own life history. Because remember these things, this is how life is. The day you're born and the day you go. So whenever we die, we get on our thumbstones they write born blah 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 year and ended blah blah blah. What happens in between is what you did with your time. And something I like to remind all of us is we are messengers on this earth. This is not where it begins and ends. We are just here for a period and we leave. Let's try and make the best of our time here. And that's why I just feel it in my spirit when I hear people complaining things are so bad. I am desperate. I am poor. I cannot afford. I cannot afford. You can change all of that. because it's naturally in you. There was something that was implanted in you when you were born, and nature put a spirit in you. That spirit wants to do something, because for you to notice that you are not having what you need, then there's something telling you something is not right, and that's your spirit. And if your spirit is telling you, then all you have to do is let your body flow with it. So use your time on this earth to create an environment that's healthy and that's good enough for you. It's not all about sadness and pain. It should be about fun and happiness. So you will be able to write your own book and say, these are my experiences, and this is how I turned it around. That's what I've just done with you. I have had terrible experiences and I have turned it around, and now I can afford to go on holiday when I feel like. I can afford to sit here and chat with you. I can afford to do things I would normally not have been able to do if I didn't have the means. And I don't want you to be in that position, because there are people in your community who need your help. They want their hair done, they want to look good. Remember, hair is one of the biggest things on the woman's body. It's the first thing people see on you. So if you have a community where people are desperate and looking sad, you could be the person bringing that confidence in their life, that prestige, that self-assurance. You could be the person giving them that. So I want you to have the money you are looking for. And definitely this program we have put together is the step in the right direction. It's the first area you have to look first. Did I put something in my hands? Because there is no point having two hands and it does nothing for you. There was a reason we were given this. Okay, so I've given you some of my reasons why I chose to go into hair, in as much as I have so many other skills which are gradually coming on board now that I have made the kind of things I want to make in hair. Although there are still so many things, like I keep saying, I'm a work in progress. There is never an end to anything in life. It's a continuous progress. But some of the reasons I chose to go for hair first, to really make something big out of hair, it gave me flexibility. I could walk around my clients. I could say to them, sorry, let me pick my son from school. Sorry, let me drop my son in school. I could choose the timing to suit what is happening in my family. That was one of the reasons. And there are very few businesses that allows you to do that. You can work from home. Like the lady I've told you her story, she works from home and her diary is full. How do you think that's the case? People see the hair she's done on other people. They say, who did your hair? And she tells them. People see she goes around giving her flyers, and people see the images she's created. You don't need to be in a fancy shop for you to be able to run a good hair business. It's all about the skill in your hands. That's why people will come to you. And I started from home. That made fun for me because I was able to carry on my normal life without even knowing that I was running a business. But yet I had the money I wanted. That's where I want you to be. I had a job that I was able to work with my family, this time not around, with my family. My children are my models, and you've seen so many images of them. You have children, you have cousins, you have nieces. Use them as your models. Start with them. They don't have to be a super red carpet model. It just has to be anyone with a hair. Boom, sit down and have an idea. I want to do something unique on your head. And the minute you do that, other people see it, they want it. That's why hair stood out for me. Because if I was into making clothes or fashion or food, I'll have to make so much of that, and I have to beg people to wear it before someone will see the dress. Or maybe it was food, I'll have to beg people to come and taste my food and then tell me, does our food taste like? Can I take it out to other people? Hair stood out for me. I wanted a business that would give me cash immediately I'm done. So you finish working on a client, they give you the money. They're not telling you, can I pay you next week? That does not happen with hair. I wanted a business that I could see the result of what I've done right now. So I finish hair and I see what it looks like. I didn't have to take 3, 4, 5 days making one outfit. And then what does it look like? It was immediate. And I could see the response of my clients immediately. I finished their hair, I could see their shoulders squashed high, I can see them walking tall. Now that makes me feel good. So these are some of the reasons. I've explained it in some other videos, but these are some of the reasons that I want you to take on board. Because when you know why you're doing something, it excites you to do it. And so I'm going to just stop it here today. There's not too much to talk about. I just wanted you to get the message that you could have a job that starts paying you from $2,000 a week. We're not saying month, a week. When I started in Herbalife, I was told I went $300 to $3,000, and I never saw that because I had to take flyers out. I had to wait for people to phone me. I had to wait to put some food supplements in the post and send to them. And if no one believed you enough to send for those things from you, you don't make a dime. And if no one believed you enough because there's so many other people selling the same thing, you don't make a dime. But with hair, you are unique. You are unique because you bring the things that makes you different from the crowd on board. And I know so many of my students who have stood out in their different ways. I know someone who did a package like what we have here, and all she stood out for was installing lace wigs. I know someone who stood out for just doing the tree braid weave. I know people who stood out for doing just the track weave. And these people are making so much money in a week. So why can't you take 21 different ways of working with hair and stand out for something out of this crowd? If young Kendall could wear just a few lines of cornrows and it created such a buzz, why can't you make cornrow your thing? I've been told about a lady in New York and all she offers is cornrows. There is so much you can do. And this is guaranteed. It's nothing to do with you have to throw out flyers for 1 whole month before somebody responds. People are desperate out there to have the look they want with their hair. There is no celebrity out there who shows up without some kind of hair. You could be the person offering them that. So stay in touch with us. Instagram is Joy Fido and World of Braiding. Twitter, Joy Fido, World of Braiding. You name it. YouTube, you know where we are. World of Braiding and Extensions is where we send you all the DVDs from, so you can always go there and order whatever DVDs you're looking for. And if you wanted this package, this is the special one for us. We are ready to work with you. Just look down in the description box and click in the link to order your package, because like I've said, anything after April, we're not guaranteeing the 4 days. We're not guaranteeing any extensions. We're not guaranteeing any free workshop. So I look forward to seeing you in the next video. And thank you for watching this. And thank you for staying in touch with us. Thank you for all your inquiries and messages. We love hearing from you.